Nocturnals. So today has been a very productive day. I started off doing my advanced web design course. We're starting to lead into the e-commerce section, into setting up folios online, setting up online shops, that sort of thing, which is all really relevant to Nocturnal Customs. But more importantly, I've started the ball rolling on a new project, a new documentary, a feature film documentary. I'm not going to tell you anything about it now. I want to keep it under wraps until things progress a little bit further. And it's not happening till next year anyhow, but as things start to progress and as things sort of lock themselves into place, then I'm sure I'll be happy to talk to you about it. So it means this vlog is a little bit sparse today because I just can't talk about the things I'm working on. I really wish I could. It's just important at this stage not to talk about things, and you can imagine as a daily vlogger how frustrating that is for me. I've been looking into different cinemas to screen the project at. I'm also working on the New Zealand Burlesque Festival documentary, as you know, trying to wind up the edit on that, and the same for Valley of the Succubus and for the case of the Massive Codpiece. So there's quite a few things that are sort of on the boil. Nothing is too overwhelming for me at the moment because there's such a long time before I have to deliver anything in particular. But the pressure's on now to sow the seeds, to make sure that the communication lines are open, to talk to the right people, because now is the time for that. Now is pre-production time, at least for this other documentary. I'm sure it does no harm on looking into screening costs, because I can utilise that for the New Zealand Burlesque Festival, and if I want to I can utilise it for my own films here in New Zealand. And hopefully we can have some premieres somewhere in Europe as well. This next project will be focused on stereoscopic 3D. That does mean that I will need to get my desktop up and running again so that I can edit it properly. And that also means we can plan for having a festival submission for the Belgium Stereoscopic Film Festival that happens in Brussels. You may not know, but I'm a member of the 3D Guild, and I think it's time to utilise that community along with these other communities that I belong to and just try and get things happening, which is what I've been doing for over 4 years or 5 years anyhow. But really the focus now is understanding how to make profit, how to distribute the best way effectively, how to go for funding, at least partial funding, how to self-distribute, and all of these are my focus and the reasons why I'm concentrating on these mobile app development and web design courses, because in the end of the day primary distribution will be online and will be on mobile devices, because that's just the way in which our whole industry is heading. So I'm going to leave it at that. I don't want to give too much away, and that means this vlog is a little bit sparse today, but don't worry. Things are going to settle down and get back to normal hopefully in the next few days. Obviously, if you haven't figured out by now, I take the weekends off. I take Saturday and Sunday off from vlogging because I just need time to work on these projects, to get things happening. And vlogging can be a full-time job. It can be all-consuming. So right now my focus is very much on finding a balance between one project and the other. Finding balance in a daily routine, which includes vlogging and going to the gym for my chronic pain and chronic fatigue syndrome. And bringing it all together so that I can set off for the rest of my life and have my career running at full tick without destroying my body further, without getting sick, without having these massive recovery times. If you don't know anything about my condition, what can happen is that you push through on one day and then you end up flat on your back for 4 to 5 days, and that can really suck. I mean, I had this experience last year when I was traveling through Italy, and I finally got to Florence, and I basically got very sick with fibromyalgia because I was travelling by train, and it's just not a sensible thing for somebody who suffers from my conditions to travel by train, because you actually have to physically carry the luggage. It's not the same as, like, you know, coming off the plane, getting a trundler and getting a trundler to the taxi and the taxi to the hotel. You have to load your luggage onto the train. You have to unload the luggage onto the train, and there generally aren't trundlers, and those stations in Europe are big. And there's a lot of steps, there's not a lot of elevators and that sort of thing, and half the time things get quite confusing. You can be rushing. If you end up trying to go for an elevator, you might miss the train altogether. It's chaos and it's quite stressful, and I don't think I'd ever do it that way again. But live and learn, right? Live and learn. So anyhow, getting back on topic, I have hit my goals today. I didn't really have a serious focus on today because today is lesson day, and I don't like to do too much on lesson day. It usually wipes me out completely. It certainly did. It wiped me out for the rest of the day. Had my morning lesson. I was wiped out till about 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I was awake for 3 or 4 hours during the afternoon, and then I was wiped out for another few hours, like another 4 hours. And now I'm going to have so much trouble sleeping. But I think it was worth it, and I can't wait to tell you about it. I just can't tell you about it now. So I hope you hit your goals today. I certainly hit my goals. If you didn't hit your goals, don't worry, because there's always tomorrow, because today was just one day in the rest of your life. Thanks for watching. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye for now.